Hi, everyone, and welcome. We are going to be talking about some of the lessons that Olympic athletes actually utilize. And these are the lessons to win at life. This comes from an article called The 14 Powerful Life Lessons That We Can Learn from Olympic Athletes. I wanted to give a special thanks to our volunteer, Carlos Puster, who actually put these slides together. If you have any questions during the talk, please feel free to give Dr. Justine a quick text at 647-987-9355, and she'll be happy to answer all of your questions. I wanted to welcome Dr. Justine here today. She truly believes that everyone deserves a healthcare team that focuses on prevention, optimal health, and open communication. She is a leader both within the clinic, but also within our community. Please help me welcome Dr. Justine.
Hello, everyone. And we have so much information coming your way, but some fun stuff coming up already. We have a skating party. This is free. This is our way to give back to you on Family Day, to love on our family. So it's at Cassie Campbell Arena at 1:15. Typically, we try to have some hot chocolate, some treats, and skating with music just for fun, for free at Cassie Campbell. We also have some anti-aging talks, some essential oils, wellness talks in person. And then on February 23rd, it's in person with our massage therapist, Edwin, learning about how you can massage each other as couples or how to help your children with massage. So you come with a friend and you're going to be learning massage techniques on each other, how to help each other. So a lot of in-person wellness talks through February in order to be able to help you best. We're there to make a difference. And of course, we're keeping up with our great information online, something new for you every week to be able to help you best. So let's look at some of these things to learn from Olympics and Olympic athletes. I never made it. I made it to the top 10. But at that time when I was training, going to so many provincials, so many nationals, competing at the national level, it's big commitment, not just physically, 35 hours a week on the ice, 20 hours a week in the gym, but also psychologically. And there's so much more to learn about it than just how to play the game. It's dealing with the struggles, the dreams, the victories, the ups and downs, and how that can relate to our regular life, how it affects us emotionally, psychologically, how it pushes our limits, and those how to learn to deal with those pushing limits effects with our daily lives. So one of the first steps is knowing who we are, knowing our strengths and our weaknesses. And that affects, on the ice for me and off the ice. So for example, I never was the fastest skater, but I would always aim to have the best slap shot. I might not be the person with the softest hands and the best deking skills, but I would be super strong to stop you in front of the net. So knowing your strengths, choosing your lane. For example, some people are built to swim, some people are built to run, some people are built to weight lift, some people are built to throw. What is your body built like genetically? You can always help it be better with training, but being aware of our gifts. Now, there are different personality tests, the Myers test, the Clifton test, the Wingfinder test, where you can look at your personalities to see some of your strengths. For example, you might be into speed or you might be into endurance, but doing some internal testing, questioning, you might be the person who's amazing at heavy weightlifting, or you might be the person with great flexibility for dance, for ballet, for yoga. So determining your strengths and your weaknesses allows you to focus on building your strengths and building your weaknesses. Olympic athletes, we always set goals, and you want to reach for the sky, reach for the stars. Write our goals down. So my goal is every year to write my goals down before Christmas Day for the next year and review last year's goals. Share them. I share them with a friend, with a mastermind group. I post them in my bathroom so I can see them regularly, so my husband can see them regularly. If you know your why, you can live anyhow, according to a German philosopher. So it's important to know your why, what's going to help you grow to that next level, know what's important to you with those goals. So when we were playing high level sports, the first goal was be first in your league. then get to provincials, then get to nationals, and break nationals down. How many games, how many events? So how many practices? For example, if you have a goal, my daughter right now, to do a half marathon, all right, she's got to run 3 days a week. What pace does she have to run? How far does she have to run? There's so much on your apps right now to help you with your goals, in your fitness goals, in your nutrition goals. And many of these apps are very inexpensive for free. So to set whatever your fitness goal is, your business goal is, your spiritual goal is, your family goals, your social goals. I try to write my goals down in the different categories of my life in order to be able to reach that. And even as an athlete aiming for the Olympics, I needed to make sure I kept my priorities in straight, and then knew my specific times when I was going to weightlift, my specific times when I was going to run, the specific times when I was going to skate or have my games. Now, with the athletes, very important to eat properly. Needed to fuel the body like it was a well-oiled machine. That's not the fast foods. It's looking for foods made from earth, from nature, from God, not from a package, a can, or a bag. Very important to know your timing of eating. And in that timing of eating, for me, has changed. I remember in my 20s, I could eat an hour before a big game and no problem. Now I need to eat much sooner. I need more time to digest. So looking at the food that we put in, making sure we're increasing our fiber, our proteins, looking towards an anti-inflammatory diet, and looking at how many calories you're burning before knowing how many calories you're putting in the machine. Next part of the Olympic athletes is embracing a routine. They set out their goals, and then they create a daily, a weekly, and a monthly routine. For example, Michael Phelps never missed a practice for over 1,825 days. So it's consistency, it's routine that makes you get there. Taking that one step every single day. For example, every Sunday, planning your week out. Every Sunday, knowing your nutrition for the week, knowing your exercise routine for the week, planning your sleep for the week, in order to get that personal life and reaching the goals of your dreams, is setting it so that it's not, what am I doing today, or what am I doing now? It's already been pre-planned. It takes less strain in your brain because you just have to make the plan and then just follow the plan. Following a plan is much easier than trying to create that stress daily. Olympic athletes also focus on that good quality sleep. They will focus on 8 to 10 hours. For me, I've always found that difficult. So for me, it might be 6.5 to 7 hours, but getting maybe a siesta, a nap later in the day after your workout. So to help your body recover is important. We need that rest and recovery time. Even if you have a Fitbit or a Whoop like mine, it will talk to you about how your sleep affects your HRV and your recovery time. It's not about how long you're working, but it's the productive time when you're awake, and you need that sleep time to be able to have less brain fog, make decisions faster, move faster. And we know that if we don't sleep well, we feel rough, we feel slow, we feel sluggish. You can do it for a little bit, but it's also getting those routine sleep, and the hours before midnight count double. Making sure you're in bed, laying down before, ideally 9:30, 10 o'clock, not later. If you have a job that's all over the place, making sure then, if you can't control your circadian rhythm because you work shift work, those dark blackout blinds make a massive difference. Olympic athletes always have a coach. At my best, always a coach for personal training. I had a coach on the ice, a defensive coach because I played defense. It's okay in the areas of your life to have a coach, to have a minister, a priest in your social in life, have a friend in your social life, a family member, your partner, your spouse, in your athletics, in your health, a chiropractor, a naturopath, somebody that's coaching you to see your blind spots. And it needs to be somebody that keeps you accountable, but you also feel trust to talk about when you failed and how to regroup to get back on track. So I'll give you an example. Right before my Olympic tryout, I was playing for Team Canada in roller hockey, and I got hit by the referee, open ice, and injured my knee very, very badly just a week before my Team Canada ice hockey tryout. So I needed to get a brace. I needed to get an MRI within a week. And because I was in the Olympic stream, I was able to do that. But when I got on the ice, I was terrified, like my knee wouldn't work. I didn't have the power, the strength, and that was what I was good at. It the thing, all my gifts of being powerful and strength were taken away because I had a weak leg. I could barely skate. I had the brace on, but it was slow. I couldn't cross over. So I ended up getting a sports therapy coach and a sports therapy psychologist to help me get over that injury for my knee, to not be scared of being injured, to be able to eventually do all the physiotherapy, all the chiropractic, heal my knee, and then go from a big DonJoy black brace to a smaller brace to no brace, because I trusted my knee to be powerful. Mentorship is not weakness, it's wisdom in order to be able to ask for help. Visualization is a key part of the Olympics. Visualizing you, whether you're a snowboarder, visualizing you twisting and turning in the air as they do their jumps, or a skier, how fast they're going to go, a gymnast, how they're going to perform their routine on the mat or on the beam. Even my daughter with synchronized swimming, synchronized figure skating, all the team would go into the stands of the arena and visualize where they were going to do their line skate, where they were going to do their crossovers, how they were going to do their triangle. They would visualize who was passing through who. As a hockey player, I would sit in the stands and visualize coming around the back of the net, making that perfect breakout pass or the perfect breakaway pass. I visualize that top shot hitting the top corner bar down. When we visualize, we can see the possibility. We can reduce the fear, reduce the worry. And if we visualize often, we're persistent, that helps us get through those tough times. We don't want to be just good at something. If we want to be good at something, we need to continuously work at it. Some of the visualization for triathletes and to athletes that will do like the bike, swim, and run, they will visualize, they call it couch time. So having a nap, but visualizing the transitions from, getting off the bike to the run, or from a swim, getting onto the bike. Where's their clothes? Where's their equipment? How do they get into their pedals quickly? What do they do if their bike breaks down? Or what if they fall? So these types are, how do they eat or drink during their race and run? So visualizing and making sure that we stay the track is what's going to help athletes, Olympic athletes, and help us. Next is we do have to create challenges. Little challenges over time helps you get to that top level. As I was preparing for the Olympics, so many games, so many, even just challenges during practices to compete against your teammates, and then so many provincials. I've done easily over 25 years, 20 years of going to provincials, almost over 20 years of going to nationals and competing at that level. You're always looking for ways to challenge yourself, to improve. Now I love to challenge myself when I'm running. I get the whoop out there and see how I can get my heart rate up and get more orange zones. If you have a Fitbit, if you have a Whoop, if you have a different type of watch that can challenge you to beat those obstacles. If you're weightlifting, add that 5 more pounds. Get the personal trainer to get you to the next level. Maybe you're just adding one more workout a week. Maybe you're adding one more healthy meal a week, but create a challenge to push yourself to the next level. It changes your mindset and helps you believe how much more you can do. If you're doing 10,000 steps, try 12,000 steps. That will make you that much better and stronger. Now it's also requiring patience. So many years of whether going to provincials, getting to the Olympics, and losing in that last game. Like second place often just feels like you lost, even though you came second at nationals in Canada. So constantly trying. This is a saying from one of the Australian Olympic athletes, Olympic swimmer, says it's not about winning at the Olympic Games. It's about trying to win. The motto is get faster, get stronger, get higher. not just be the fastest, the highest, the strongest. Sometimes it's the trying that matters. Trying just to be your best, competing with your best. Hillary, saying your name incorrectly. Hydilyn Diaz, weightlifter. She said she was in the Olympics 4 times where she didn't win. And then it was on her 4th time that she wins that gold medal. So we cannot give up on ourselves. A new coach, a new way, a new challenge, and the patience to stay that level. If you're in a job, you haven't got that promotion, what's next for you to do one more thing better, to do something when someone isn't watching, in order to be able to be helping you be that much better? What are you going to do to improve your energy, your mood? If it's in your nutrition, how can you look for new recipes and try one new recipe a day? Looking for ways that you can challenge yourself and try and then stick the time. It's those who stay consistent that make the true difference. And those Olympians would tell you that you do need a break. Simone Biles, Olympic gymnast, won 7 Olympic medals. Wow. But then she needed a message and a break after Tokyo. Many of my Olympic athlete friends, they needed a break from the sport. They went from hockey to golf, or they tried baseball. They look at curling. They try something different. They need a break from that high pressure. So for me, I try to create breaks quarterly. If it's a weekend away or a weekend off, quarterly something to decompress, time in nature, looking down to at least quarterly something that slows your brain, your mind down, sometimes a break to regroup. But we also need a weekly break. Maybe that's just a bubble bath. Maybe that's time with a candle. Maybe that's time to just, for me, I might take a Sunday and just watch my romance movies to fill my tank. What is the way that you're going to take a break to fill your tank? The Olympic athletes are amazing athletes, but they are also ones that learn these lessons, to know when to rest, to know when to take a break, to know how to challenge themselves, to know how to create those routines for that healthy sleep, the healthy nutrition. But of course, they have a coach along the way. And as a chiropractor, that's what we try to do. Help coach you, help you be your best, know what your goals are, and then help your nervous system be its best. Reduce the stress on your sympathetic nervous system. Your sympathetic nervous system, when it's higher fire, it's in fight or flight, then you cannot function at your best. We want your best potential by removing those subluxations, those blocks, the pressure on your spinal cord that affects the nerves to your organs, your thyroid, it affects your hormones, your immune system, to your gut health, that affects the stress and nerve system to your muscles, affects your strength and your reflexes. So all the top athletes in the world, all your pro athletes, your chiropractors, your Olympic athletes have access to chiropractic care, and so do you. Talk to a chiropractor, talk to us. We'd be happy to help you in order to help your spine and nervous system be your best. We need a coach in everything we do, and we're here to help coach you in maximizing your mind, maximizing your nutrition, maximizing your nerve flow, maximizing your strength in your muscles, and minimizing your toxins, because that's the 5 essentials with Max Living. So stay tuned with us. We have so much information for you all the time. Connect with us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Tons of information, because we're here to help you. I look forward to being with you again soon.